Hey guys, Mark McKillier here with liveanabolic.com, and today I'm going to show you the 3 best exercises for building that really impressive V-tapered back. And guess what? We're going to do everything at home with nothing more than just some simple dumbbells and some resistance bands. Now guys, your back is behind you. I get it. You don't see it when you're looking in the mirror, but that means most of y'all forget about it. And that is a huge mistake because your back is actually huge. There are 17 different muscle groups in your back, okay? So the thing about doing back exercises and the reason why it's so important is because it looks great with a shirt on, okay? So even though I have a shirt on, you'll still be able to see how wide my back is. And it makes your waist look small when you have a big, wide back, all right? So guys, 3 fantastic exercises. I'm going to step you through them, okay? And the very first one is a dumbbell row. Now, guys, when you're bent over rowing, okay, I'm going to support myself on something sturdy here, and I'm going to be using a dumbbell. And because I'm using so many different muscle groups in my back at the same time, that means I have a lot of strength, a lot of power over the weight. So you can go really heavy, okay, with this kind of a dumbbell row. So let me show you how to do this. Now, I see a lot of people doing it wrong at the gym, all right? So I want you to stay bent over. Try to keep your back straight. Don't hunch over like this. Try to keep that back nice and straight and get a full extension at the bottom, okay? So the dumbbell is hanging all the way down here, and I'm gonna pull it back and towards my waist, okay? So all the way down, feel that muscle stretch out, and then back up towards my waist. Now notice the tempo, guys. Man, I'm really controlling that weight on the way up and on the way down. I'm not letting that weight fall back to the ground. And I'm getting a full extension, okay? Really feeling those muscles in my back stretch out. And at the top of the movement here, notice I hold it for just a split second, okay? This is the way I see people doing it wrong at the gym. So they're doing, and see how I'm twisting my torso to get the weight up, and I'm just yanking it up, okay? Not accomplishing much. Plus, you can actually hurt yourself doing that. So keep your torso, your hips nice and still, and try to focus on pulling your elbow, okay? Pull that elbow up and back towards your hip. Nice and slow and controlled. And guys, I realize this is targeting your rhomboids, which is some of the muscles in the middle of your back. But remember, there's 17 different muscle groups, and you're actually working all kinds of other little muscles back there. You got your teres major and minor. You got your infraspinatus and your supraspinatus. All of that stuff is still being worked when we're doing these rows, even though we're targeting the middle muscle group in our back. All right, exercise number 2 is kind of interesting, guys. You might not have thought about this, but guess what? Makes for a big wide back, big wide shoulders, okay? So your shoulders are visually part of your back, and that's what gives you that really nice wide shoulder, wide back, and that nice taper look. So we got to really work on our delts, okay? Let me show you a fantastic exercise that you can do at home with some really light weights, guys. Now, I'm gonna be doing lateral dumbbell raises here, okay? So technically, I'm not working my back, but even though I'm just targeting my shoulders, it's gonna make my back look wider. That is the sneaky trick here. All right. Now remember, guys, we can't use a lot of weight on this exercise because these delt muscles are much smaller than our back, and also because, let me show you something here. When you raise the dumbbells, you're going to have your arms slightly bent. You don't do straight arm, okay? Keep a nice kind of 20 or 30 degree angle bend, okay, in your elbows, and I want you to keep that angle consistent throughout the full range of motion. So you don't go straight at the bottom, okay? Keep a little bend and keep that same bend all the way to the top. So we're gonna be targeting the lateral head of our delts. That's the part that sticks out that looks really wide, okay? Now, just like everything else, guys, it's all about the form, okay? So at the bottom, see how my elbows are still bent? Now I'm just gonna slowly raise it up. Nice controlled tempo. All right, so this is the correct way, guys. Boy, I'm really concentrating on slow up and slow down right now. Now let me show you the wrong way to do it. I see a lot of guys at the gym, they pick up way too much weight. And then this is what they do. They bend over and then they yank it up like this. And yank it up. So all I'm doing is using my lower back to help swing the weight up like that. And I'm not really feeling a lot of tension in the muscle fibers. So guys, avoid doing that. And the other problem is when you try to do that with too much weight, you're putting a ton of stress on your lower back. And that's where guys can get injured. So you don't need much weight, okay? Lateral dumb raises, okay? When you finish these things, guys, you're gonna feel a fantastic burn in your shoulders. And not only that, you get a big pump, okay? So shoulders have got 3 heads to the muscle group. We got the front, the sides, and the rears. Now, even though we're targeting the lateral head, we're still working our front head and the rear head to some degree. So we're really getting all 3 muscle groups, even though the emphasis is on the lateral. All right, exercise number 3, called lat pulldowns. Now, we can't do that with simple dumbbells. We do need some resistance bands, and I want you to put the anchor up at the top of the door. Now, guys, I'm using a lot of resistance here. Remember, we're using a ton of muscles right now in our back, really strong, so you're gonna need more than 1 resistance band. Secondly, because of that, I'm pulling so hard on those bands, you guys need to really make sure that that anchor is in there nice and tight, okay? So I lock the door so that it can't kind of wiggle out just a little bit, all right? And then test, just yank on it really hard, okay? So I've already tested it. That thing is not going anywhere. So because when we start to do the exercise, if I'm pulling down and that thing lets go, it's gonna hit me in the face. All right, lat pull downs target the latissimus dorsi muscle, which is this big giant muscle here. But remember guys, 17 muscle groups in our back. We're working our teres minor, our teres major. These are the little muscles under your armpit here that make you look really wide. There's tons of other muscles that we're hitting with this exercise. And I love it, guys, because this really mimics what you can do at the gym with a cable machine. So this is how we do it. I gotta lay down, sit down on my butt here, okay? Now guys, you'll notice I'm kind of coming away from the door, okay? So I'm making sure I got plenty of pre-tension here on the cables, okay? I don't want those things nice and loose. I want them kind of tight right here. So when I start the movement, okay, I'm just gonna pull my elbows down to my side and as far back behind my back as I can get them. Just like everything else, it's all about the form, guys. You're gonna get so much more out of this exercise if you control the resistance of the bands up and down. And then down here at the bottom of the movement, hold it for a split second. You're gonna feel so much more burn in your back. I'm working probably a dozen different muscle groups right now in my back. And guys, the mind-muscle connection here is the elbow. I want you to think about pulling your elbows down. Don't worry about the handles, okay? Think about where your elbows are going, down low and as far back behind you as you can get them. All right, 3 fantastic exercises, guys. And guess what? It's gonna show even when you're wearing a shirt. And that's 99% of the time. So this is the way to attract those girls, guys. Because if you're hiding a little belly fat down here, those wide shoulders and that wide back, it's gonna make your stomach look a whole lot smaller. And trust me guys, it is a fantastic trick. All right, hope you liked the video. And as always, please subscribe to our channel. We got tons of great content for you. Be sure and hit that little thumbs up button, like it, Share it with some of your friends. And the other thing, guys, is remember, you have to always stick with it and never give up on yourself.